Hey guys, it's Yessie. Welcome back to my channel. So today, as you can see from the title of this video, I'm going to be giving you a 9-month update. I'm currently 9 months pregnant, so this is my last month, obviously. I literally give birth, like, starting tomorrow, it'll be 1 week. So I'm super excited, so nervous, like, it's just a bunch of emotions that I'm feeling right now, but I really cannot wait to meet my baby. So I already did 6, 7, and 8, like the pregnancy updates for those. Definitely go watch them because each month was different for me. So my 9 months has been pretty freaking crazy, to be honest. I would probably describe this as my worst month because I feel like I've had the most painful experience. I never knew about sciatica. I never knew what that was. I never knew it was a thing. Like, I just never thought about it, you know? And I never heard any other, like, pregnant woman say that they experienced this. So I had to do my research, find out about it, what it was. I actually Googled because the pain that I've been experiencing literally for 3 weeks now has been pain on my left side. So it's basically like from my thigh to my butt, and it's like a nerve. Like, I don't understand. I really don't know how to explain it, but it's definitely sciatica. But I forgot how I typed it in on Google. I think I put like thigh butt pain, or butt cramp, something like that, because it feels like a cramp. The first day that I actually developed this pain, I thought that it would go away eventually. I didn't think that it would stick around for this long. It felt like an actual cramp. So I'm like, oh, this is something that will just go away. No, I was wrong. I was so wrong. It's so painful. I feel it all over my butt and like my thigh. And it goes down all the way from your back. So basically, like, the nerves from your back, it reaches from there all the way down to your leg. And it can affect your butt and stuff like that. So I'm actually going to Google it for you guys and tell you what it is. So it says pain radiating along the sciatic nerve, which runs down one or both legs from the lower back. So that's basically what I said already. And it's usually caused by a herniated disc or bone spur in the spine. Presses on the nerve. What? It's usually caused when a herniated disc or bone spur in the spine presses on the nerve. Oh, okay. So it's basically the nerve being affected. And it obviously has to do with the pregnancy. I know that people can get this, like, if they're not pregnant and stuff like that, but this is obviously because of the pregnancy. I have gained weight. I researched it, and it says that when you gain weight, it's more bound to happen. And if you're pregnant, it's more bound to happen because of the weight gain and then the baby's, weight on your nerves, on your spine and stuff like that. So this pain has been so bad. Again, I don't really know how to explain it, but it does feel like a really bad cramp. You know when you have a cramp and you feel like you need to, like, crack it, like crack your back, crack your fingers? That's what it feels like. Like, I need to crack, I was gonna say crack my ass. But that's what it feels like. Like, I literally need to do that, but I can't. It's just something that I have to deal with, and it's so bad. I had to stop working. I was going to stop working this week. Like, this week, this is the beginning. What's today? Today's Monday, March 29th. It was going to be like the first week that I was going to, be away from work. But I had to stop working a week before today because the pain was unbearable. I was literally limping at work. It would be so bad during closing shifts for me because it was worse. I had to clean. I had to do this and that. I feel like I'm running around more. And when I would get home, I would feel so terrible. And then apart from that, I'm still dealing with my swollen feet and the itchiness, which I did discuss in my 8-month update video. So I had to tell the store manager that I wanted to leave a week before the week I was going to leave. I told her that I was, in a lot of pain, and it was just impossible for me to keep working. And I'm glad that I made that decision because I feel like if I would have worked all of last week, I would have been, like, probably worse. The pain at home is still pretty much the same, the way that I experienced it, like, at work. But at least I do get to sit down and relax if I start feeling the pain. I don't have to stay up on my feet, you know what I mean? when I wake up from my bed, like when I actually get up from my bed in the morning, it's very hard for me to get up. Like I literally have to hold on to my headboard because it's so painful. Even to twist my body. I like sleeping on my sides, and it's best to sleep on, I think, your left side when you're pregnant. So when I do switch to that position, I have to actually like press down on the headboard to, you know, to move because it's so painful. I feel my whole butt just like hurting, but it's not like a muscle, you know, it's the nerve from your back. I've even tried stretches and stuff like that. It feels like it helps me, but it doesn't. It really doesn't because I still have this pain. So I've just been limping. My boyfriend says I'm walking like a penguin, but I really am. It's so bad, guys. This is the worst freaking pain that I've ever experienced, like so far during my pregnancy. I know that when I get my C-section, that's going to be the worst pain that I experience. But for now, this has been definitely the worst. And like I said, I am still dealing with my swollen feet, so that doesn't make anything any better. And I've just been wearing my Crocs all the time. I've been moisturizing my feet. I bought a couple things for my feet. I bought like these socks that you put ice packs in. So I freeze, obviously, the ice packs, and then I take them out, and then I put them inside the sock, and I just wear them. And it just relieves like the itchiness in a way. So I have been doing that. Unfortunately, I do have a lot of marks already on my feet because they itch that bad. Like in my last video for my 8-month update, I did say that the itching was out of this world. It really is out of this world. And I feel like I can't stop scratching. Once you scratch, it just feels so good and you just want to keep on, which is so bad. But yeah, that's why I have a lot of marks. So apart from that sciatica pain and the swollen feet and itchiness, I've been experiencing a lot of heartburn. I actually feel like I'm gonna get it now speaking to you guys. So I actually had an ultrasound recently, 4D ultrasound. I went with my mom and my boyfriend, and we paid to see our baby in 3D, 4D, 5D, which was a really nice experience, by the way. I have a whole vlog on it, so I don't know if it's already up or if I'm gonna post it after this. We'll see. But there I found out that the baby has a lot of hair. She told us that she has a lot of hair. And I'm like, no freaking wonder. I have heartburn all the time, especially at nighttime, like right before bed or even when I'm sleeping. Recently, like now that I'm 9 months, I've been waking up out of nowhere. Like literally, I'm dead asleep and then I just wake up out of nowhere because I feel the vomit just coming up my throat. Like I've literally woken up thinking that I'm about to vomit. There was this other night, I think it was last week, I had to rush to go look and like looking for gum in my purses, and luckily I found it because I really thought I was going to throw up. Like the vomit was right here and I was tasting it. It was so disgusting. You guys know I have a fear of vomiting, and I have not vomited once throughout this pregnancy, so I was like, no God, not now. No, not in my last month. Like I've done good so far. So it's all the acid that you feel in your throat that causes that. So I have been taking Tums. It is safe to take Tums during your pregnancy, of course. I searched that. But yeah, guys, the heartburn has been awful, and now I feel like it's stronger, because before, when I used to have heartburn, I would take one Tum and it immediately went away. Now it takes a while for it to kind of go away sometimes, and sometimes I feel like I need to take a second Tums because it's that bad. It's that strong. So yeah, I've been experiencing that as well. And then just like tasting the vomit is disgusting. I write everything down, so let me see what's next. I already spoke about my back pain. Oops, sorry. My sciatica pain, my swollen feet and itchiness, my heartburn. So yeah, that's pretty much like the symptoms that I've been experiencing. I do get a lot of like pelvic pains, and I feel the baby like when she's pressing down on my belly button a lot now. She's doing that lately a lot, and it hurts so bad. It feels like this burning sensation from your belly button all the way to your vagina, and she just moved. And it's just so weird to feel. Like I was actually like, like it's painful. And of course pelvic pain now, you know, she's already probably positioning herself, and I'm not sure if the baby's breached because she didn't tell me that when I went to the ultrasound. And I haven't had a regular ultrasound in like 10 weeks. Like for my OBGYN, they haven't given me one. So it's like I'm not sure if she's breached. I'm not sure like her weight or anything like that. But I do know she's a chubby baby because that's what the lady said at the 4D place. So I have actually also been experiencing a lot of chest pain. When I was working, like my last week of work, that's one of the main reasons also why I told my store manager that I couldn't anymore. I felt like I was stressing so much and worrying about so much, like my swollen feet, the itchiness, and then walking, you know, limping because of the sciatica pain. I feel like all that stress maybe caused chest pain, but women that are pregnant do get a lot of chest pains. I googled it. I googled everything. But yeah, I was experiencing like severe chest pains, especially at work, and it was just really bad. Lately, now that I've been home, I feel like I get to relax more, so I don't really like get a lot of chest pains, but it was happening a lot during the first weeks of being 9 months pregnant, which was very unfortunate because it's so painful. I usually do get chest pains, like even before being pregnant, I would suffer from that. And I've gone to the hospital like multiple times because of it, but my results are always like fine, like I'm healthy. So I just know that it has to do with the pregnancy this time because like the baby's getting bigger and stuff like that. So yeah. So I already spoke about my 4D ultrasound. I do, like I said, I have a vlog on that, so I don't really want to like speak so much about it. What else? So I think this was what? I've had so many appointments, guys, that I lose track, so I'm sorry. But I think it was maybe like 2 weeks ago. I had my OBGYN appointment, like a regular appointment, and I was not aware. I think I got it at 36 weeks. So that's about 2 weeks ago. Yeah. At 36 weeks, I believe, I got the GBS test. And I knew that I had one more test left, but I had no idea when it was going to be. No one, like, warned me when I was going to have it. You know, they didn't tell me, oh, this next appointment, you're going to have this and this and that, and this is how it's going to go. They didn't tell me anything. So I went in thinking it's going to be a regular appointment, like they might finally do a sonogram. They did not. They ended up doing a GBS test, which is basically to test if you have bacteria in your gastrointestinal tract. And guys, they put me in a room where they basically like check your vagina and stuff like that. So I was like, I already knew that I was gonna get checked down there. Well, she did tell me to take off my clothes from the bottom. So yeah, I already knew. And I was not excited about that. I was like, oh, great, they have to check me. But I did not know what it consisted of. So then the doctor, there's like 2 doctors in my OBGYN. She's not the main doctor that I spoke to before about problems I've had. This is another one that I always mainly see. She's the one that always speaks to me about my results. She's really nice. So she came in, and she never seen me down there, by the way. It was like the other doctor that has seen me and checked me down there. But this one was going to check me this time. And I'm thinking, like I said, it's going to be a regular vagina checkup. No, it was for a GBS test. And I did not know what that consisted of. I didn't know what, you know, they had to do in order to test for the bacteria. So she comes in, and then she's like, okay, so this is not going to hurt you, but it's going to feel very, like, uncomfortable. She said a word. Kind of like violated, like you might feel violated. Like, she didn't say violated, but she said something. I think invasive. That's what she said. She said it's going to feel very invasive. So when she said that, I'm like, oh God, what is this? And then she's like, we're going to swab your vagina. And then we're going to swab your anus. When she said anus, I was like, you said what now? What? My anus? Like, I didn't actually say that, but I'm thinking in my head, like, FML. This is TMI, but I've never had anything up my, you know what? So I was like, great, this is not good. So she did the swabbing in the vagina. It kind of hurt. Like, it felt like a lot of pressure, but I've had testing there before, like with swabs and stuff. So, like the pap smear. So it didn't feel like anything out of this world. It was normal. But then when she did the anus, guys, I wanted to cry. It was so uncomfortable. I felt so violated and it hurt. I have no words. Like, it was just bad. I know that there have been people that have gotten this test. Obviously, you have to when you're pregnant. There's this one specific girl that I have been following on Instagram. and she's pregnant, and she said that it didn't bother her. Like, it wasn't even all up inside there, but for me it was. Like, I'm not even lying. I wouldn't just say that. So she swabbed that, and it was the most, it felt like it was like 2 minutes long. Like, my vagina felt a couple seconds, and then it felt like it was 2 minutes for my anus. And I felt so violated, so uncomfortable. It hurt, and it was just bad. And I was like, yeah, nothing will ever go up there in my life. Yeah, guys, that was a really bad experience, and I was annoyed at that point because I felt violated. So I did get that done. Terrible, terrible. I want to talk about McDonald's. So if you have been keeping up with my pregnancy videos, you do know that I hated McDonald's throughout this entire pregnancy. It's literally right next to my job, so I would always avoid it. When people would come in my job smelling like McDonald's, I would walk away from them because I suddenly got nauseous and I was afraid that I would vomit. It was just one of those things that I couldn't eat. Now that I'm 9 months, I think this is actually started at the end of my 8 months, but I completely forgot to mention it in that video. I love McDonald's now. I love McDonald's again. And I feel like I crave it now for some reason. Like, I'll think of the french fries or the chicken or the cheeseburger, and I'm just like, oh, I want it, I want it. So I do not get bothered by it anymore. The smell doesn't really bother me, to be honest, because I'm already used to eating it. So I love it now. It's crazy. Like, you hate something throughout your entire pregnancy, and during the last months you can eat it again. It's really crazy how your body works. But yeah, I'm trying to think of other things that I've been experiencing, but those are like the main things that I've experienced and what I went through. This week on Wednesday, so 2 days from today, I will be having my first appointment with the hospital that I will be giving birth in. I'm giving birth at New York Presbyterian in Flushing, Queens. I live in Queens, so I'm glad that the hospital is in Queens. I thought they were going to send me to the one in Manhattan, and I wasn't too thrilled about that. So I feel more comfortable with this one being in Queens. So I have to go with my boyfriend that day, because the doctor that is going to be performing the surgery, the cesarean, is going to be giving me a sonogram. He wants his own sonogram. So that's going to be when I see the baby again. And I can ask questions, probably like her weight and, you know, more in detailed stuff, like medical stuff. He can tell me about the baby. The lady wasn't able to do that, so I can ask him. And I just want to ask him like a bunch of other questions, such as like, is my boyfriend allowed to stay? Pretty sure one person is allowed to stay with me, obviously, you know, to look after the baby and me. And that will be my boyfriend. If he's allowed to go get me food, stuff like that. Like, we need to ask all these questions because of COVID. You know, there's a lot of restrictions now, which is unfortunate. I know I'm not going to be able to have any visitors. I know that my parents will not be able to be there, at least in the waiting area, because of COVID. And it's sad, like, it had to be this way, but that's the way it is. But we're going to ask all these questions to the doctor. And then after this appointment, the day after Easter, which is on Monday, that was the day that I was supposed to get my C-section, they told me, but it switched for the next day. So on the 5th of April, I'm going to be going back to New York Presbyterian. I don't know what they have to do to me, but I have to ask him, like, why he wants me to go a day before. And then I have to go back on the 6th to get my C-section and to meet our baby. So, guys, it's so soon. I cannot believe it. If you have stuck around throughout these videos, I really appreciate it. And I hope that you learned some stuff about like my pregnancy. I really wish I would have done it from like the first month, but that would have been a lot of videos, to be honest. So I did start at 6. I think that's pretty fair. But yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to comment, share. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you. Bye.